So what is the best robot vacuum cleaner in 2026? I have purchased over 200 robot vacuum cleaners with my own money, and I am not sponsored. We're in my basement now where I've got some of the older ones where I'm testing them to failure. I've got all the old Roombas, the newer Roombas, old Roborocks, even some really old Roombas that are retired now. Eufy, Dreamy. Got a bunch of Shark robots that have been retired. Here's some Narwhal and some Dreamy. And here's the station where we do all the cleaning and testing. Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. So what you saw there was just a fraction of the robot vacuum cleaners that I have purchased with my own money, and I am not sponsored by any manufacturer. This is home of the honest review. So what is the best robot vacuum cleaner of 2026? Well, it's April, and it's still last year's model. That's the Mova V50. I absolutely love this robot vacuum cleaner. I'm going to go through a list of reasons why. It's last year's model. That means I have almost a full year of using it, and I'm loving it so much. That I absolutely love. But guess what happened? They're lowering the price. So the number one reason is we're constantly seeing this price drop. Right now, it is under $700. That is absolutely amazing price. You can check it out on my website, justadadapproved.com. If you click on the link, to purchase the product off of my website, I am an Amazon affiliate. The product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. So let's get started on why I absolutely love it. Again, I love this robot vacuum cleaner so much. Last week when it was on sale for the same price, I bought a second unit. It also comes in black. Now, they've modified this. They've updated the settings, and I'm going to show you a quick, I'll show you that also for pet owners. They've updated a really critical setting, so stay tuned for that at the end. So, why do I love this robot vacuum cleaner? Well, it actually works. It does a good job of cleaning. I don't vacuum and mop my home anymore. My robot vacuum cleaner does the job for me. It's got the dual brush roller design, which is great for long hair. And if you have pets, it's going to vacuum and mop your house at the same time. The base station is all automatic. You're just simply going to fill the clean water tank, empty the dirty water tank. The robot's going to travel around your home, come back to the docking station. The dock station washes it with hot water, and then it dries the mop pads with hot air. So reason number one, this is so high on my list, this is called the Mova V50 Complete. They use the word complete because of how much accessories they ship with this robot. Now, a lot of robot manufacturers, you'll just get the robot, you may get an extra dust bag, but with the Mova V50, you get a bunch of accessories. I've added it up. It's between $150 and $200 of accessories. So if the robot's on sale for $699 and you're getting almost $200 in accessories that you will need, robots, while they work great, you do have to buy mop pads, side brushes, brush rollers, and dust bags and filters. So that brings the price down closer, maybe $450. This is a flagship robot from 2025 that is still relevant early 2026. Now, there are a whole bunch of robots that just got released here in 2026. They're undergoing my testing. So I have to use them and live with them for a while before I'll give them the Just a Dad sticker seal of approval. That's a proven system. That's a robot that I will recommend to my friends and family. So reason number two is this scored the highest in my scoring system. My scoring system includes mopping, vacuuming, corner testing, obstacle avoidance, and just overall functionality, what I like to call the hassle factor. So robot manufacturers, robots, in order to interface with them, you have to use your phone and an app. Now, I consider that extremely high on the list of what I test for, because you can have the best cleaning robot in the world, but if you can't interface with it, or if it's really difficult to set it up and to use it and to use the app, which some robots are hard to use in their app, then I consider the robot to be not that good, because first of all, you have to interface with it really good, and then it has to do a good job of cleaning. And the Mova V50 actually does really good with those two things. Reason number three that I absolutely love the Mova V50. It's one of the quietest robot vacuum cleaners I've ever tested. Now, there's something going on with these wheels. They must be brushless or something, but when this robot is mopping only, I can barely hear it. In fact, what I do hear is the water pump pumping water on top of the mop pads, which is silent itself, but that's the most I hear of this robot vacuum cleaner. When it's mopping my kitchen floor, which I have it do once a week on a schedule, sometimes if I'm in the kitchen, I can kind of trip over it because I forget it's in there because it is so quiet. So if you're wanting one of the quietest robot vacuum cleaners, the Mova V50 is definitely the quietest one I've tested. So reason number 4 I love the Mova V50 has to do with the base station. This is an advanced base station. The robot can leave the mop pads back at the base station when you want it to vacuum only. I do like that feature because sometimes the mop pads are wet from it mopping the floor or mopping an area, but then you want it to go vacuum an area. It can detach and reattach the mop pads all on its own with this base station. Another thing I like about the base station, it washes the mop pads with hot water. I do think that is critical. We want to get the mop pads as clean as possible so that the next time it goes out and washes your floor, there's room for the dirt in there. Now, another reason I love the base station, there's a dirt detection sensor. Now, this sensor actually saves us time. It cleans your floors even better when you don't realize they're actually dirty. So what happens? Let's say the kids or dogs walk into your kitchen and they leave a little extra dirt on there, okay? And now the robot is scheduled to go clean that. It's gonna go and mop your kitchen floors. It's gonna capture all that dirt, bring it back to the base station, get washed off with hot water. But here's what happens. As the water is being sucked up into the dirty water tank, it passes through a dirt detection sensor. And if that dirt detection sensor senses that the water's dirtier than normal because there's actually more dirt in that room, the base station is going to tell the robot, okay, stop what you're doing. We need to go back and remop that area. That is an excellent feature that helps automatically keep our homes clean. So if our kitchen was clean and say the water it came back and sucked up was normal, it doesn't go back and remop it. So that's just an automatic feature it's not constantly mopping your kitchen floor twice, only when it needs to, because I don't like filling up water tanks and emptying the dirty water tank that much, but with that automatic dirt detection feature, I do find myself doing it less. Okay, so not every robot vacuum cleaner is perfect. What are some things that I don't like about the Mova 50? And that's kind of a harsh word. There are some things that the Mova V50 doesn't do the best. Now, if you want a robot that is super thin, this one is actually thin. The LiDAR does go down, but here's where it actually struggles a little bit. If you want a robot that can go all the way under your bed, that's kind of low to the ground or underneath the dresser, this is where this is going to struggle a bit. While it does lower the LiDAR and it does go under your bed, if it's a big area, it does okay. But if it's a small area like a dresser where it's kind of really low to the ground, it'll go under there. It doesn't always have the best cleaning pattern when the LiDAR is lowered. That's where the Curve X. This is actually what I consider to be specially designed. It raises and lowers its LiDAR, but there must be something with the software. This robot actually cleans under beds and under dressers where it can hardly fit. It actually does a much better job of cleaning when it's in the low profile. So last year really was a great year for robot vacuum cleaners. While we've got robots releasing this year that are $1,000, I just paid almost $1,700 for a robot. They do have some really nice features, which I am going to review all of those. I have purchased them. Just in the last couple months, I've probably purchased over $10,000 worth of robot vacuum cleaners because when they're brand new, guess what? They have a brand new price tag. Now, I love that these robot manufacturers, even though this robot is almost a year old, they have continuously lowered the price. And they're lowering the price on an actually really good robot vacuum cleaner, the Mova V50. So again, I want to help you save money. You can spend $2,000 on a Roborock Saros 10R or even the Roborock Saros 20. Okay, that right there. Let's say it's double the price of the Mova V50. Is that robot going to clean twice as good as the Mova V50? No, it absolutely is not. As far as cleaning, robot manufacturers that I recommend and that have the Just a Dad sticker seal of approval, the cleaning is really, really close. Some clean better than others, but we have such huge price differences. When robots are first released, they're $1,800. And you've got this one that's almost a year old, hovering under $700 right now when it's on sale. With that big of a price difference, there's not that big of a difference in cleaning. So we can spend less and get just as good a cleaning robot as ones that are being released right now with really high price tags. Now, the best way to find the price for this robot vacuum cleaner is on my website, justadadapproved.com. It's going to have a link there. When you click it, it's going to take you to Amazon. That way you can see the latest and current price. Prices are always subject to change. The prices that I'm kind of talking about now are are as the day I was actually making this video. Now, if you want to stay in touch with the best price and the best deals, go to my website, but sign up for my email list. When this robot vacuum cleaner went on sale, I sent an email out. I don't send out a lot of emails. It's only when a robot that I absolutely love, it is at a really, really good price. So go to my website, justadadapproved.com, sign up for the email list, and you'll get stuff that I actually recommend and love. Now, my website right now is very basic, and I am in the middle of, I just hired a company. They are making it a much better website for you. It's going to have comparison tables. It's going to be how to clean your robots. Are there generic parts that we can buy? You know, on average, robots cost about $20 a month of parts. Now, the parts are kind of spread out, but that's what it averages out to be, about $20 a month. So on my future website, hopefully here in the next month, it's going to be releasing, it's going to have I do all the maintenance videos. So if it's a robot that I recommend and tell you to buy, it's going to have the video to set it up, because setup is a little tricky. It's going to have a review if you want to see how it actually does, but the most important video is how to clean it. About every month to 2 months, you're going to have to do maintenance on these. While these robots save us time and money, we actually have to spend a little bit of time. It's about an hour-long process of cleaning the robot, getting it all back in shape. But my website's gonna have all kinds of links to where I can help you purchase generic parts, because we can actually save some money on generics. There's a lot of generic parts that we can't. I've purchased them and I'm like, nope, this is actually not a very good part. So again, I do purchase all the products with my own money. I'm not sponsored. This is Home of the Honest Review, but I do use links. So if you purchase the product off of my website using the link, the product's not gonna cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from this. Okay, so I promised to show you that setting that really is gonna help pet owners. Go to dock settings, go down to auto empty settings, and click high frequency, which you should have on for pets. That's how often the robot goes back and auto empty its dustbin. When the robot vacuum cleaner is vacuuming your home, this is the dustbin that's gonna fill up. And if you have pets, these typically can fill up pretty quick, and then they kind of struggle with auto emptying, because when the robot docks, another vacuum kicks on and sucks everything out of the robot into the dust bag. And so if you have pets, they have just updated this setting. You can now, it's a slider scale, and you can select how often it goes back and auto empties. So if you have 2 or 3 pets, I would put this on the lowest setting. 5 square meters of vacuuming, it's gonna go back and auto empty. Now, it's gonna use a little bit more battery. It's gonna have to travel back and forth maybe a few more times, but this is an absolute must setting for robots if you have pets. And the Mova V50 updated their settings to where they have it. Now you can go all the way to 15, but I definitely recommend it start out low and maybe work your way up so you don't start to see any clogs in your dustbin. If I only had one robot vacuum cleaner to recommend right now, it would be the Mova V50. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you could, hit the like, subscribe button, and thanks for watching, and check out my website, justadadapproved.com. Thanks everybody for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe button. Also check out where you can find all my approved products on my website, justadadapproved.com. You'll see a little link to it here at the end of the video. If you click on that, that's going to take you right to my website.